Sometimes the strangest lore makes for the normalest experiences, and most of the time it doesn't. Hi everyone, and welcome to Strange Lore. My name's Philip, and I'm the Strange Master, a title that KJ still hasn't gotten over. And joining me, and overhanging me, are our wonderful players for the evening. Say, keep it strange, players.
Keep it strange, players.
Keep it strange, players.
Also, Zane's there, kind of floating in and out of the ether. He's like, it's like a floating robot head from an old timey thing. Hi, everybody! Welcome to this, our very first prime time, our coveted Sunday night slot. It is our first session of Strange Lore at night, because as cool as the 4 p.m. thing was, we were not building our audience the way we were hoping, and this kind of wound up just being a little more, I think, convenient to do this every couple weeks. We will be having more players, but because our last session of this game ended on the closest thing we have to a genuine cliffhanger in the 40s world. I'll mention that in the sci-fi world, we'll have cliffhangers all the time, doesn't matter at all. But in the 40s world, we sort of left on a cliffhanger, so we figured I would just come in with the core crew, and from there, with the core crew being Cora and Corinna, and Louise and Alice, and...
For a second, I thought you made up the word core crew.
A core crew? An outcast?
Core crew?
Yeah. It's an outcast. I get it.
Don's early.
Oh, God. So Don's early, you guys.
That's fun.
So yeah, it's gonna be some fun. If anyone is joining us for the first time and hasn't seen Strange Lore yet, welcome. This game has a slightly different sort of slightly different vibe, where it's sort of multiple narratives. One is what's happening at a kind of like a pulp magazine, sci-fi fiction magazine or speculative fiction magazine in the late 1940s. And then we also show one of the stories being written in that magazine. The story so far on both fronts is that Ted Fountain is a writer. He has moved down at Premier Periodicals to sort of, he's come down from the comic book world, where he was writing various comic book characters, and he's now working, because of some issue he had with whoever was in charge of the comic books. We haven't really gotten into that. He is now working for Mr. Bliss, the publisher of a magazine called Strange Lore. Other employees at Strange Lore include Cora Wood, the intrepid secretary, and Louise Clay. Louise Clay, is that her last name? Louise Clay, the talented artist and illustrator who often will paint these sort of very like kind of, I mean lurid in a positive way. These very like evocative, rich painted covers that magazines like this used to have. Ted has started to write a story that is almost inspired, or maybe even not inspired by, but suggested by some of the people in the office. It's a story of an alien sort of princess, or an alien woman, partial princess thing. Her name is Corinna. She uses the power of science sorcery with a magic scepter. She is on the run from the forces of the Kaysgid elves, or the Kaysgid aliens, who are very elf-like, because this whole series they're doing about Corinna, Princess of Tinnerval, is meant to sort of evoke Edgar Rice Burroughs' famous Princess of Mars, or sort of like Barsoom series. Louise has been painting these beautiful covers of this, and so far everyone's happy about it. But in the story, Corinna and Alice have gotten a bit of a patron. They've finally made it to a city, and Corinna is dressed up like a male of her mystery species. And I don't mean that as in her species is a mystery. I mean it's M-Y-S-T-R-I. The mystery is their species. But
they are a mystery to us.
But they are a mystery.
We don't know that much about them.
Precisely. And Alice Clifton is her companion, who was pulled there through science sorcery. She is an Olympian from Earth, and because that's really the kind of stuff they would do back then. There had been one sort of road gone down where the pair of them had a very romantic relationship, but that was actually undone and walked back. and now they are being presented as more like interstellar sisters or something, largely at the insistence of Mr. Bliss, who's worried about, putting in anything too spicy in a magazine that's not meant to be spicy. And when I say spicy, that is actually that's literally the term they used to use in this era. Spicy tales, like it's like spicy adventure stories. That was the sort of more...
Liv and I would have been institutionalized back in the day.
Yes.
For the nonsense that we do.
Oh, I would have been labeled like histrionic and institutionalized at age 10 or something crazy. Yay.
Yeah, it's a real fun time to cosplay in Rakas. So that's basically what's going on there in that world. But in the world of Cora and Louise, a couple of weeks ago, a woman named Miss Appleyard, who is seemingly an investor or a minority shareholder, she came in and sort of stuck her peplum-suited face into things. Here, kind of Mr. Bliss was incredibly deferential to her, kind of to the point of obsequiousness. But she and Ted went off together to a baseball game. And then the next morning, Ted showed up late, getting out of a town car being driven there, still wearing the clothes from yesterday. So we don't really know what's up with that. But on that day, Cora and Louise arrived early and discovered George Turner, one of the other writers at the place, acting a little weird. Typically, he's kind of just like a pretty boring guy. But this week, he was looking through everything in the office, like snooping, and they basically realized that he had taken something from Ted's desk. When Ted got in, they asked Ted about it. He's like, oh yeah, I'm missing an orange envelope. Well, the ladies, maybe inspired by the characters that they've been sort of, reading about in the case of Cora, or painting in the case of Louise, decided to stage a little heist where they snooped around George's desk, and Louise very deftly pulled that orange envelope out of his back pocket without him being the wiser, while Cora distracted him by falling on the ground and, letting him be gallant to help her up. But then they decided they wanted to go get ice cream. They went downstairs. They called up to Ted saying, join us for ice cream. They gave him clues about like orange, orange sherbet pushing the envelope so he understands what they're talking about. And Ted is tired of listening to a dog racing story from one of his compatriots there. So he decided to go downstairs and meet them for ice cream. That is where we left off like a month ago. Or however long ago.
Sorry, everyone. That's partially my fault. Well, it's my job's fault.
No, also we could have had a solo episode, and I was too twacked out.
Yeah, it was that, but also then
not on a substance, just on my brain.
That's a substance. Your brain is a substance.
True.
Let's face it. So the point is, it's all good. We took a little break but also then what delayed us was we switched to nights. So we are now coming back to that, but I thought I'd try to catch up with that. And I suppose I should mention, if we, again, last week, our last game, not last week, our last session, chapter 6 rather, this is chapter 7. In chapter 6, we had a rather momentous first thing for this game, which is we didn't even go into the story. It all took place in the office. And honestly, based on where we're starting, I think there's a decent chance of that tonight as well. We may go into the fantasy world, but it may just all be in the real world of, as real as we can get to those post-war days in New York City, in Midtown Manhattan. So, with all that in mind, we are going to go to the ice cream fountain, where Cora, Louise, and Ted are meeting. Louise has an orange envelope. I'm going to say that the ladies arrived first. So if you'd like to sit down, you can make the choice of, are you guys going to sit at, like, you want to go grab a little booth, or do you want to sit at the bar so you're kind of all, like, looking across the thing?
Somewhere discreet where we can chat.
A booth would be more discreet, certainly.
Yeah.
You are getting here first. Do you want to sit down and talk, or do you want to wait for him at the door? And I will also mention that you have an envelope. The envelope has already been opened. You have not looked in the envelope yet.
Right.
We can talk about that.
So, we'll say you sit down as you're sort of waiting for him, and he'll come in and find you when the time comes. Great.
Well, that was an exciting little heist.
Don't really want to make a habit of that.
Well, me either, but what's right is right, and I think what we did was right.
Unless it isn't.
Well, most of the time, two wrongs don't make a right, but he stole from Ted. And we had to get it back, and who's gonna know?
Do we know what he stole from Ted?
Well, no. But, I figure if Ted wants us to know what's in the letter, he'll tell us.
I'm going to say for the sake of drama, that the letter in question is sitting between you guys on the table.
Yeah, it's just sitting there on the table. Like, you're not a little curious?
Well, of course I'm curious, but I don't want to invade his privacy. He seems like a very private person, and if he wants to share...
That's true.
He'll share, yeah.
You don't think he's gonna think we looked at it if it's open, though, right?
No, I think he knows that George was gonna read it, or maybe he read it. It seemed like he already knew what was in it, so...
True.
What are you gonna get?
Watching figure, I'm not sure. But I know that I want.
Watching your figure? You mean like in the mirror admiring yourself, right? That's the only way you're watching your figure, because there's no reason to not eat ice cream. You're gorgeous. Get whatever you want. It's on me.
No, you don't have to do that. It's really hot.
I know I don't have to, but I want to. And calories don't count during work. So there you go.
That is a particular kind of math, isn't it?
Girl math.
Lady math.
It would be lady math back then, that's true.
Lady math. It is lady math.
Lady math. I guess I'll do a vanilla malt.
All right. So I'll then just go up and order like her malt, and they had hot fudge sundaes back then, right?
Yeah, you can get a hot fudge sundae.
Go get one of those.
As you're doing that, Ted sort of comes in and he'll sort of nod to you and he'll go, well, I guess if we're getting ice cream, he'll get a little just cup of he'll get orange sherbet, actually. Why not? He'll be like, stay on the joke.
On the joke. He'll get the joke.
But he sort of notices the envelope on the table and he sort of slides in. Do you guys stay on one side or does somebody sit with him?
Ooh, I'm actually interested though, because I think we would have been sitting opposite sides.
You were,
yeah,
but you stood up and ordered, so he's coming
No,
to
I
the
know.
table.
Oh, so he sat opposite.
So
me.
he'll slide in opposite Louise.
The question is, where does Cora sit?
Oh, sorry. I thought I sat back down. I wasn't sure.
If you sit back down, he will. He'll.
Well, if he sat first, then I'll sit next to Luis.
Okay. He'll look at the envelope and say,
We didn't open it or read it. It was already open.
Right.
"Oh, I know. I opened it.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it was in my desk. I've had it for a."
Yeah,
Okay,
we
well.
just didn't want you to think that we were poking around your stuff any more than anybody else already has,
It's fine.
We didn't read it.
Do you want me to tell you what's going on?
I mean, I'm kind of curious since we just more or less stole some. I mean, it wasn't his to take, so is it really? I mean,
Oh no, it was mine. You stole this back from me. I owe you both an ice cream for it. In fact, gee, if
don't
only
worry
we
about
could get ice cream somewhere.
Well, life in the office is very boring, and this is very salacious. So if you want to share,
what is going on?
Well, he opens it up and kind of looks at it and says, he unfolds the paper within, and sets it down in front of you. And what you both see, and this is some stuff that I actually might have you roll on to see, like, kind of some information, but the sort of headline at the top is Summary Memo, Premier Periodicals Petition for FCC Licensing Fees.
Okay, can I roll to see if I know what that is?
I think you can, and I will say that in this instance, we got it. So make sure you go to your Cora Wood, not your Corinna page.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Because of your Premier Periodicals gossip, I'm going to give you half on that because this is related to the company. Why don't you give me an analyze roll, but you have 2 bonuses on it.
Okay.
And also, Lauren, if you need to roll to improve everything you have checked for this character now.
Yeah, I just remembered I need to do that real fast.
No problem. Yeah, for Louise. Yeah, tell you what, as you both think this over, let's have both of you let's go ahead and take a roll to improve break. For those joining us out there, this is our game where we use the D100 system. It's all based on basic role playing by Chaosium, where if you succeed at a task without expending your luck, you get to click a little box on the spreadsheet. If you are then able to roll over your target number, you get to roll a D10 and add the number to it. Yes.
What if I get the target number?
Success. At or above.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sophia, by the way, says she loves your sweater, Liv.
Yay! Thank you.
Oh, it's like leopard print, but
It's Lisa Frank leopard print.
you did say Lisa Frank earlier. I should have remembered that. A Lisa Frank leopard. A Lisa leopard.
Would Luis know what that is about, or would I need to roll to see?
Yes. For you, I just want to look at a couple of your. No, your art history wouldn't. Louise, this is going to be a little bit less kind of up your alley. So for you, actually, could you just give me a luck roll? Let's see if you're sort of familiar with this stuff.
I'm an artist. I wouldn't be familiar with this.
At this time, you really would not. Especially a visual artist.
I don't know that nonsense. 51. Oh, that's under my luck.
Under your luck. Okay, cool. Then I'm going to say
Barely, but it is.
that, Louise, you are familiar with perhaps the broad strokes of this. Cora, what did you roll, by the way?
Okay. Sorry. I improved on almost everything. That never happens to me.
Well,
I only improved on like 2 things.
that does surprise me a little, Louise, and Cora, that doesn't surprise me as much because your scores and all this stuff are a little lower, so it is more it's easier to improve things slightly. But congratulations.
Thank you. I got a 14.
A 14 in your analysis.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that is 1 away from an extreme success.
No, it's 15 now.
Just kidding. Oh my gosh, it's 15. I was looking at the wrong thing. Yes, I was looking, never mind what I was looking at. Yes, 15.
It's okay. You catch me on stuff all the time. I never know what's going on.
No, that's perfect. So with an extreme success, thanks to those 2 bonuses, you have been hearing rumblings of this. So Louise, I'm going to say that with your luck success, you happen to be paying attention. You've read a couple articles. You know that the FCC is the, Federal Communications Commission, and they're in charge of radio licensing. They're in charge of broadcasting. They're in charge of who gets licenses to broadcast. We right now, my friends, are in the golden age of the radio. The sort of late 40s, the golden age of the radio.
Isn't it?
Cora, you have heard rumblings that Mr. Ullman wants to buy a radio station.
Oh, yeah.
But this page is a little different than that. That's been like a thing that's maybe he may even own a portion of some, of some stuff. And I think at this time it would have been, God, I think we're right after the, fun fact, did you guys know that ABC is a spin-off of NBC?
Wait, really?
Yeah, NBC, there was a monopoly, like they said, like, your company is too big, and so NBC had to create two networks. For a while they split them, and they still ran them both. It was called NBC Blue and NBC Red, and Red was like commercial stuff, and Blue was like just like kind of just like
back
public
when they
interest.
still cared about
Yeah,
monopolies.
and they said, you guys can't have both of these. They had to spin them off, and then NBC Blue eventually became ABC.
Fun
When
fact,
did that-
though.
but Disney eventually got ABC, and then,
That's not until the 90s. Yeah.
Okay,
That's like,
I
that's
didn't know
way, yeah. That's like way, yeah.
I've just always known it as being Disney.
Yeah, if Disney had tried to buy ABC in the 40s, they would have said, no, that seems like vertical integration. That doesn't seem like that's okay. Anyway, the point is, Mr. Ullman probably doesn't like these anti-monopolistic practices, being a whatever guy, but he is interested in purchasing a radio station. However, Miss Cora Wood, with your extreme success in analysis, which comes both from your sort of sharp mind, your secretarial focus on the details, and your knowledge of kind of what stuff was, the buzz around that stuff. You look at this article, this memo rather. You realize that this is not about an exploratory petition for a radio station. Because you see the word televisual written in it. Now, you all have heard of TVs, televisions. They are broadcasting now, but no one has a TV at this time. Like, I believe there are like 4,000 sets, and they're mostly in Manhattan in 1947. But that is
We've
what this...
certainly never heard of reruns.
Oh, no one heard of reruns. But here in the late 40s, you are seeing that this is a document about premier periodicals and or Mr. Ullman, although it seems to be coming from the premier labeling, looking into a license for a television station in Manhattan.
Oh, well, that's news, isn't it?
What?
Well, I mean, I don't know much about anything, but it looks like they're trying to buy a television station, which doesn't that seem like it's jumping the gun? I mean, wouldn't you go for radio or maybe even, a movie?
It doesn't seem like you don't understand anything if you look at that and that's what you get out of it, Miss Wood.
I dabble. Anyway, isn't this just
I lost my
a
secret.
little extravagant? Did you break it?
Oh yeah, it breaks all the time. I just wish that it had specifically just fallen off at the ash.
Oh.
You need to just glue it.
Take back what you just said. If anyone out there is offended and hurt, I wish I had a counseling number to give you, because of what you just heard is so fucking offensive.
Do that for
I knew it would upset him. I knew it would upset him.
That visit, I'm gonna go throw up on a flower.
I'm gonna glue it next time I'm at your house.
I have some Lego flowers for you to throw up on.
I wouldn't do it to a Lego flower. How dare.
I love Lego flowers.
Yeah, so do I. They're better than real flowers because they don't die.
It's true. Anyway, Ted, we're doing a show, guys.
We're on a show, damn you. Yeah.
What was it? Ted, but why would they be doing this? I mean,
Mr. Ullman has some ideas, and he's been asking me questions. I don't have much of a background in stuff, but he likes stuff about the way I write things. He's got some ideas. You guys listen to the radio, right?
of course.
Yeah.
You listen to
doesn't?
just plays and
Radio shows.
soap operas and dramas and things.
Yeah. So
I
are they
don't know.
going to make like a movie for the television?
Well, we've licensed a couple of the comic book characters for movies, you know. There's been a couple serials here or there in movies, but this will be something else. This would be, He's been asking me some questions about what things I think could make sense on a TV. That's all.
Interesting.
So serialized storytelling.
That's the idea. Rather than just something you hear on the radio, you'd see it. I think,
Right, but
Mr.
who's
Ullman
gonna
is...
see it?
What's that?
Who's gonna see it? Those aren't. I mean, I don't know anyone with television.
Yeah, I didn't either until yesterday. It's just funny that, well, I see why she's a part of this company. I went over to, I spent the night at Miss Appleyard's house last night.
First, like scooping her ice cream as if she didn't see him getting out of the car.
Yeah, I'm not sure what she was. I'm not sure what she was expecting when she invited me back. I don't know. She was expecting me to sleep on the sofa. That's what I did, though.
Not,
Right,
not your type.
right in front of her brand new TV.
Oh,
The screen is huge. It was almost like 8 inches. It's crazy. It's like
Is
you're
8
there.
inches a lot?
I should hope so.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, what you? Yeah. If it's not, wow.
I mean, you're
Goodness
not going
gracious.
to have a whole movie theater in your home. That's ridiculous.
True.
And I don't even know how they'd broadcast anything onto.
I take it back. She would have had. Hers would have been 10 inches. She would have all the stop signs. He'd say it's 10 inches. And if that's not big enough for you, I don't know what to tell you.
No, I mean, I feel like, you'd get a sore after a while, like eyesore.
Yeah, no, it can
Staring
straight.
at
You
that
got to sit
screen.
pretty close. I get it. My eyes. are
Staring
pretty
at all
sore.
of those 10 inches, you get.
Yeah.
Well, either way, what did you see?
Yeah, what was on it?
Were you
Well,
inspired?
Not too much. It was a news broadcast, and then I don't know, some little play thing was on, and then they played it off. They only broadcast a few hours a day.
What's a news broadcast like if you can see it?
It's just you just see the man reading it.
Oh, well, that's not very interesting. It'd be a lot more interesting if you could, see things when they were happening, But I guess that's.
Oh, live on the streets.
what
Yeah,
they're
I
doing.
guess that's just not possible.
There's rumblings about I don't know if you guys follow baseball much, but we might have a Subway Series this year. It's looking good for the Yankees and the Dodgers to square off. What Miss Appleyard was telling me at the stadium we were watching. She took me to the game. You remember that last night we went out to the game?
Yeah.
She was telling me that they're trying. I think she must have some investments. I don't know where she gets her family money from, but I think she has some investments in broadcasting. And that's why Mr. Ullman talks to her. They're talking about televising the World Series this year.
Oh. Well, if they could do that, that would be wonderful. It would. Well, there's not many TVs around, but if they could find a way to let thousands of people see it at the same time,
Yeah,
that would
right,
be
yeah.
so exciting for so many people.
You see more and more bars are starting to buy it, but yeah, that's kind of what they're thinking about. So, anyway, I figured I was intrigued by that. Mr. Ullman, I think Mr. Ullman, you know what he likes? You know what he likes about these magazines? You know what he likes about the pulp magazines?
The girls. I'm joking. What is he like?
Doesn't like the girls.
I mean, on some level, yes. I don't think he cares about
Men.
what I do. And then he points his cigarette at Luis and says, that's what Mr. Ullman likes. He likes your
Visuals. And she'll
your paintings.
nudge Louis.
He likes the imagery. Deep down, he loves the comic books because he likes for people to see. You know, it's what's that old adage? A picture's worth 1,000 words, right? Although I think if you actually break down how much I'm paid per word versus what you're paid for your pictures, it's worth a lot more than that. And it should be. It's rightly so. So he's just, I think he, you know, things didn't go too well with, things did go too well with me with Mr. Starr, who, both of you know Al Starr is the head of Premier Comics upstairs, the comic book company. Mm-hmm. And, I don't know, he's, the reason this is kind of top secret is that Starr doesn't know that Ullman's thinking about this.
Oh. And where does George come into play?
George, dear sweet George. I think George's wife is some sort of family friend or cousin or something of Mr. Ullman's, well, anyway. The point is, he thinks that he is wasted here, and he would, you know, he's already been asking Ullman to introduce him to, you know, radio writers. He wants to be working in that zone. Ullman, you know, I mean, George is fine, but I think Ullman doesn't really like his style for that as much. So, here's my question to you. You probably didn't see this because it seems like you were just heroically getting me back this letter, which I'm not even sure I want to know how you did that. I was up there the whole time. You just lifted it out of his desk or something? I don't have to ask. I understand. Look,
Effort. Yeah.
I knew commandos in the war. It's fine. I understand. You got your secret missions. I'm fine with that. The point is, I'm wondering what Mr. Turner has said to Mr. Starr. That's all. I wonder what George has said to Al. Because this is information that I know Mr. Ullman wouldn't want out there to everyone at the company. Probably shouldn't even be telling you to, but you seem like good people.
Well, our lips are sealed.
Yeah, I mean, who are we gonna tell?
Yeah, it's you know, it's one of those things
Everyone
where
at the company.
it's interesting gossip and it's corporate intrigue, but it's also, I mean, this is a memo about a petition to put in an application for a station, and I'm already asleep halfway through just reading this. In addition,
But the implications are what's...
You will also notice that at the bottom of it, there is on like a little, like, you know, kind of like buck slip style, like smaller note. There is a note from, like a little note card from Mr. Ullman saying like, "First steps!" exclamation mark, you know. So like he sent this copy along to Ted to be like, "Hey, look what I'm doing." And Ted's just, you know. So anyway, that's Ted's explanation.
Okay. Well,
Bliss knows about some of this, not all of this. He knows about some of the radio stuff. He doesn't know about what Cora caught, that this is beyond just the radio.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I... Alright, you two are gonna think I'm crazy. I think I was dreaming. In the middle of the night last night, I was on the couch. I could hear Miss Appleyard snoring in the next room.
Mm-hmm.
The TV turned on its own, right? Suddenly this white glow was just basking across me. And it was a lot clearer than it was when I was watching earlier at night. There was this, there was this face there, right? Like a skeleton. And I looked at it and it looked back at me. And it was Ghost Man. You know, the comic book Ghost Man. I've written some Ghost Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he's the dead superhero who's a ghost, and he's, you know, solves crimes with his cloak of the grave.
would Louise have done animation, the drawings for that one?
I think Louise is too much of a fine artist to be playing around with the comic books. I don't think Louise.
Okay.
I think Louise is like, you're doing like paint. Louise's background is probably like all of them. I'm sure you started in advertising. And effectively, that's still what you're doing as the illustrator for this stuff, because you're painting these beautiful kind of like just fun, just rich, sensual images to like sell, the magazines.
Okay. If I'm familiar with them, would I know who the artist was, or no? Probably not.
You absolutely would, and I'll say you can throw your art history onto that, but you don't even have to make a roll because of your art history. You certainly know. Several of the people who've drawn Ghost Man. I would say, though, that... Ooh, but tell you what, would you make an analyze roll? And before you roll this, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. This will be an analyze roll, but I want you may apply your bonus that you get for Compose Create, because it is about art and sort of layout. And I'm going to give you an additional one for the art history. If you want to put additional points into Analyze before making this roll, you may. You currently have 150 left.
So this means I get to use my bonus, but it's an Analyze roll, so I get to change.
So you don't get to, yeah, I know there's so many systems, we haven't done this one in a minute. So what you're going to do is you're going to roll your D100.
Right.
But you get to roll not one, but 2 extra of the hundreds column and use the lowest of 3. If you'd like to, you can also raise your thing before making this roll. Understandable.
3 chances. I feel like I'll say
Louise is not much of an analyst when it comes to, this stuff. Yeah, I'm giving you
31.
A 31 is a normal success. So yes, I will say that you, in your analysis, in your estimation, in your personal opinion, the comic book artists upstairs are they range in talent. There are a couple people who are pretty damn talented and kind of have dynamic framing and really, kind of have interesting, sort of just bold understandings of sort of the human form. And I say this with so much love for the era and genre. Comic book art in the 1940s is not really that, like it's fun, but it is not like it's it is not very, especially some of the stuff here. And adding to that, Louise, there might have been some good Ghost Man comics maybe 6-7 years ago, but post-war, most of the good artists are now drawing, the artists who are really interesting, they're drawing war comics, they're drawing westerns, they're drawing horror comics, they're not doing the superheroes. So this is the longest possible answer to do I know who drew it, but you would say a couple of you could recall a few little Ghost Man drawings a while back that are fine, but everything you've seen recently is pretty kind of like by the books, boring, generic, kind of just doesn't. They're the framing.
You had someone really talented working on it back in the beginning.
Yes, there are a few interesting drawings, but and you maybe know the names of those people, but they aren't working on it anymore. There's no one you could go upstairs to and say, I loved your Ghost Man thing.
Okay.
But in any case, he's talking about, so we'll cut out of that to once again say that Ted is making the claim that he thinks he had a dream where Ghost Man appeared in the TV.
Well, that's not possible. So
yeah, the mind does weird things, especially when you're sleeping in a place that you're not familiar with. But did it talk to you?
He did. Well, he didn't talk to me so much as he talked. And he said, welcome. His voice, it was weird. It's just how I always pictured him talking. He sounded, but I can't really do voices, but he was like, welcome to, he kind of sounds spooky.
Yeah.
And he said, welcome to the Ghost Man Suspense Hour.
Ooh.
Yeah, right. And then
there's your pitch.
He sort of moved.
If you're looking for a show.
he sort of like it was like you were watching a movie, you know. It's like this beautiful effect, but then suddenly, I don't know. Then suddenly it was like there was a story going, and I know I was watching the story, but I can't really remember the story. But I just know that it was you were putting this. It was right there in your house. I mean, it's, you know, you ever listen to The Shadow when you were a kid? The Green Hornet, The Shadow, you ever listen to? Yeah, you know, it's kind of fun. It's like, you know, you listen to the adventure, and it's like, oh, cool, yeah, we'll do this. But this was, you know, they put your imagination conjures, but this is, it's just, it's fully transported you. You know, there's this massive 10-inch portal, you know, set in this huge piece of furniture, for the record. Also, the TV set itself was huge, and the screen was this tiny little thing at the top of it. It's like it was just this. I don't know. It was something.
Maybe a good omen, even though he's terrifying and everything. But
I woke up in a cold sweat.
Well, nerves. I mean, there's a lot, you know, riding on this potentially, I would imagine.
Yeah, well, when I woke up, the TV was on, but it was just fuzz. Don't worry about that part.
right, well,
They don't do anything to your brain when you sleep, do they?
Maybe.
no. If TVs were going to do anything to our brains, then radio waves would have. I mean, it's almost the same type of frequency that they use. Just, you know, they move a little faster.
I don't know. Listen, the point is, company's changing, and there's some opportunities. And right now, I'm just writing this story about an alien princess, right? But what if, you know, what if you had a show where it wasn't just words? What if it was every day or every week, you'd see that princess on your TV screen,
Like a series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a radio
like serialized
serial,
storytelling.
You see it. She's moving. It's an actor.
Well,
I don't know. It's you know, ask a few years ago, it looks like the world's gonna end, and now there's, I don't know. There's a lot going on out there.
well, and maybe we all need a little reprieve into our imaginations.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the end of the world and all, I'm gonna go to the store and pick up some stuff for the office just so I have an excuse to return after so long.
Oh. The office,
Oh.
yeah. Guess
Yeah.
this has been a long and early lunch. I'm so healthy. Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be just bouncing around for a bit and then.
Well, I guess we should get back up. He takes the envelope and folds it up. Thanks for getting me this, by the way. This is yeah, appreciate it.
Of course.
Hope word hasn't gotten to Al, but I guess now George knows. You think he probably read it, right?
He's a whole lot of hot air anyway. You know.
Do we know if he read it then, if it was open? Because you opened it?
I did open it already. I had it in my desk, so maybe he didn't. But where'd you find it? Was it at his desk?
I
You
think
found
it's
it
in
his
his
back pocket.
pocket, yeah.
It's in his pocket.
But between the time that we got it back and
You
him
lifted it
taking
from his pocket?
she did.
Damn.
You know, she's
Look.
got the fine skills with her hands, so.
Mm-hmm.
Art hasn't always exactly paid the bills well.
Oh,
It's impressive.
Louise.
Wow.
I'm
Only
impressed. I'm not
society
judging.
valued the artists enough.
Fair enough. He sort of checks that his money's still in his pocket. All right. Everything's still there.
Oh, no, I don't. I mean, I wouldn't.
Nah, no.
He's pulling your leg. Don't worry about it.
He'll stand up and put his hat on and, you know, walk you guys out and open the door. All right. Well, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Oh, Cora's just gonna say goodbye and go to the store. And she'll
Okay.
get things specifically for them two, as if they're like, just because they were out together. So she wants to do something like, oh, they specifically requested that I meet with them to make sure that I get something special that she needs and he needs. And
Yeah. Well, Ted left separately from you, so he's not even.
oh, that's true. Okay, well, art stuff for her.
He'll
Then.
he'll go upstairs. Maybe you can go buy some art supplies. Louise, what do you do? You gonna go back to work? Do you want to walk off some calories? What's the plan?
I guess maybe I should pick up some supplies too. I could pop on. Is there an art store nearby that I could go pop into?
There is. Cora actually went this morning and got you gold paint, but you could go grab some more. Just expensive. It's all good.
Or pencils or brushes or whatever. Okay,
Sure,
so yeah, I'll
yeah.
go pick up some more art and do that.
All right. So we'll say that your was there anything more to your shopping run, Lauren, or you're just saying you're doing that as a means of obfuscating your ice cream date?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I'll say that in an hour or so later.
And she'll get some more like coffee beans and stuff like that too for the office.
Could you two both give me a luck roll? Let's see who gets home first. Or rather,
48.
48. Is that a success?
That is a success, a regular.
Humbled.
You fumbled
100.
your luck?
Yeah. I got 100. Right? 0, 0, 0 is 100. I always forget.
Yep. All right. So, Louise.
You just.
Yeah. All right.
This is gonna be bad.
Cora,
It's gonna be bad.
Uh-huh.
you get back to the office. I'm gonna roll 1 here. We'll see how this works.
Mm-hmm.
No. Nah. Yeah. You get back to the office. Ted is at his desk. He's kind of, he's reading. He's not currently writing. He's kind of reading and looking over and oh yeah. He's kind of preparing for stuff. It's you get the impression though that he's plotting whatever his next thing is. But you do notice that Louise is not back, and you feel like you took a long time to get here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess she'll go over to Ted and say, hey, have you seen Louise? Did she go to the restroom or something?
No, she hasn't been back.
Oh, okay. I guess she got caught up then.
Oh,
Hey,
she wasn't with you?
no. She went to the art store. I stopped there and then I went to the grocery to get some coffee. So she should have been here. I'm sure she's fine.
Corey, you do notice, just with kind of nascent whatever, no rolls required, that across the room George is at his desk typing, but he's glaring at Ted and kind of you two.
Looks like there's a little bit of heat on us right now. So I'm going to go resume my duties around the office.
Well,
Let me know if
luck.
you need anything.
Sure. So you go over, start doing your stuff. Meanwhile, Louise, you're out in the street. You've done a little. Louise will say that you went to the art store. You said you wanted some pencils and brushes and just general stuff. As often happens, you probably spent a little extra time. Roll a d8 for me, by the way, if you have one handy.
Yep. I always have my dice handy. Oh. Well, I don't know where my D13. 5.
Okay. So it's not, the weather is not too crazy or anything. It's pretty. So basically, you step out. You're carrying your art supplies. You know you've been out of the office, so you're hurrying a little bit. And Louise, that is when you step into the street. And it's like time sort of slows down. Because this taxi's just swerving around this car. Right where you're walking. And it's this, all you see is this yellow curved hood just suddenly taking up your whole frame of view, just about to hit you.
Am I able? Am I gonna try and get out of the way, or did I already do that with my luck roll earlier?
I think your luck roll is that this is where you are, but sometimes there's different kinds of dangers that can happen. If you're... Go ahead and make a dodge roll under coordination. You have a 55 in that.
Nope. 88.
So as Louise is like, she like just, we'll say that it's not even like you don't, it's just like you're just paralyzed with fear. Like not just like not able to move, and there's like you're hearing this honking, but it sounds like it's 1,000 miles away as this yellow taxi cab is just about to slam right into you. What do you think Louise thinks about in this moment where there's this like because at this moment, Louise, you're like, oh, I am dead now. This car just swerved around. It's going about almost 30 miles an hour, just full bore. It doesn't even seem like it hasn't even started to stop yet. You don't smell the brakes or anything. You know this in this this instant. It's hitting you in under a second.
What was I in the middle of working on art-wise at the office?
You were painting a picture. This is of Shinopia, who was this beetle character, somewhat inspired by Miss Appleyard, who gave Corinna and Alice like a mission. She's going to be their patron. And because Miss Appleyard wanted it perfect, that's why there's so much pressure on it today to make it perfect.
Right. I mean, I think, Louise, I would be thinking of, I can't get hurt. I want to finish that. I would be thinking about that, honestly. Not because I'm beholden to my job, but because I want to finish my art. I don't want to get injured and not be able to complete it.
I love it. She just wants it so bad. So, Louise, at this moment, give me another luck roll. Another fumble here would be so cool.
No fumbling. But I did get a 91, so it's still not good luck.
So it's bad.
Change your dice.
I need to change my dice. These are cursed dice. Those are the long lost lore. Those are the blood from a stone dice.
Yeah. Oh, don't use those. Don't use cursed
They
dice.
were what was right there. They were what was readily available.
I've just rolled a 98 on other luck.
I don't know if that's good.
98 is very bad. It's super high.
People aren't supposed to die on this one.
Especially not on this level of it, yeah. All right. Liv, tell you what we're gonna do.
Yep.
This might get too dark, okay? And if it does, let me know and we can sort of walk this back. But I think this is how we'll do this. Louise, you're standing there and all you're thinking about is that artwork and how you're not going to do it. And you're seeing this thing and you're just staring at the like stunned cabbie who's kind of half paying. He's his eyes are bulging. He hasn't even started. And then, Louise, you feel a hand on your arm. It hurts. This hand sinks into your arm and pulls you so hard out of the street. Every single pencil and brush that you just bought goes flying. You lose a shoe in the process, but you're pulled out of the street.
Okay.
The car goes by. You can't believe it's happening, and then you look up. And a dead man is holding you. At least he's a man you thought was dead. And apologies for putting in some backstory here. But Louise, years ago, there was a fella who was very interested in you. He even proposed to you, although it was more like he said, "You're marrying me, dummy." I don't want to hear another word about it.
Talked like that.
Yeah. He says,
Fun fact, I think that's actually how my grandfather proposed to my
there.
grandmother.
He said, "Listen to me. You're marrying me, dummy. There's no, and you'll be lucky for it too. And stop doing this stupid artwork and all this garbage, okay? This guy's name. So this is what we're turning the fumble into. This is going to be a very unpleasant NPC introduction. This is Jake. Jake was not a good guy, Louise. Jake was mean. Jake was conniving. Jake was ruthless. Jake held you down. And as far as you know, Jake died on Omaha Beach, or at least that's what everybody told you.
Beach? Wait, Omaha Beach?
It's Normandy, France.
Sorry.
You're fine. Listen.
Clearly, I've never been.
Guys, ask the men in your life how often they think about World War II. Okay.
Oh.
Ladies.
I'm tired. Shut up.
No.
Now I know.
But Jake just pulls you out and he goes, "Oh my God." Jake has a scar on his face that he didn't have before. He looks meaner and older than he should, but you thought he was dead. You thought he was out of your life. And as he sort of his arm is like hard on you. Now, granted, he did just save your life and pull you out of the street, but he said, "I thought that was you." Oh my God. I thought I was the one who was supposed to be dead.
You were.
Yeah, well, I'm clearly not, and you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
What are you doing walking across the street in the middle of the street like that? God.
I just was distracted.
Aren't you happy to see me? I'm not dead. You thought I was dead, huh? Everybody thought I was dead.
Yeah. Every soldier home is a
You're all shaken up. I get it. You just had a scare. Come on, let me buy you something. Jesus.
No,
It's like-
I'm someone's expecting me and I should get
Oh,
going.
really? What's his name?
No, the office is expecting me. My job, I need to get back to work.
Oh, work? Oh, you're a secretary. Well, that's good. You stopped the stupid artwork.
Sure, I am a secretary. Thank you for pulling me out of the street. But I really need to go now.
I'm not letting you walk in this condition. Are you kidding me? I'll walk you
I'm fine.
to your
I'm
office.
fine. I'm fine.
Hey,
Thank you so much.
Louise. No, you're not. But you're gonna be, because I'm back, ain't I? Yeah, you got lucky twice today. Oh, boy. You got real lucky. And he puts an arm around Louise and starts moving her down the sidewalk. That's a fumble and a luck fail right there. Now, if this character is too triggering for anyone, we can get rid of him somehow. But this game just got elevated, you guys.
Let me at him.
And the best part is,
Play.
wait for Ted to meet this guy, and then we'll have a real villain in the comic book.
Oh.
Yeah, or in the story, in the thing. Oh man, Jake. Ooh, Jake is bad news. Oh shit, this is crazy.
Seems like very bad news.
Jake is bad news. Cora.
Yep.
Louise still isn't back.
She has a bad feeling about it.
I bet
she's
Cora
sure-
does have like a feel. Cora, you have a feeling of some like douchebag walking on a grave. You know, you're like, ooh, oh no,
Gross.
oh no, possessiveness. I can feel it somewhere. Sophia's comment is, so how do we get this guy actually killed?
So
Cora, you feel weird. Yeah.
Woman's intuition, she doesn't feel great about it, but she's trying not to let it interfere because she's been told before that, as we all have, So she's keeping an eye on the door. And she's already making a plan to go, like, find her if she's not back within the next few minutes.
Yeah. You get the sense, at this point, though. Tell you what, Cora, give me a detect vibe. There's a lot of vibes in this room. Let's do it.
Nope, 77. Wait, unless I have a bonus, do I?
To detect vibe, you do. Oh, yes, Cora, you have a bonus to detect vibe. Reroll the tens column. Oh, God, Jake is a jerk. Oh, I'm thinking of all the mean stuff he does.
37.
And he's also a jerk from from the 30s.
Ugh.
So that's don't ask this guy his opinions on politics.
He'll tell you whether you ask or not.
He'll be like, listen, we were fighting the Germans. I just thought they had some pretty good ideas.
Oh, no!
Their army was run better than ours, I'll tell you that much. It was disciplined.
37!
37. Cool.
Regular success.
A regular success. The mood in this office is unpleasant. Mr. Bliss seems to be... You sense 3 pockets of intense anxiety. Mr. Bliss is worried about pleasing Miss Appleyard. Ted is worried about a lot of things. George is just like negative emotion towards him. And actually, there's probably a 4th one, which is you, Cora, being worried about Louise. That being said, I would say that with a normal success and just your I'll give you the most on Ted, I think, even though you probably know Bliss better. I thought sort of like Ted seems like Ted's like not writing. Ted is like worried about stuff right now. He's kind of, yeah.
Okay, she'll go over to Ted and say, "So, everything all right?"
Yeah, I don't think I'm getting many pages done today, but so you know, so it goes. I'm getting good planning. Tell Bliss if he asks that I've got I'm outlining the rest of it, you know, so I can write it all twice as fast.
Yeah, of course.
Something. I
always see your mind working anyway. I'm sure you've got a plan.
Louise
And you're
not
a fast
back, huh?
writer. No.
Oh.
No, she's not. Getting a little worried. I'm probably gonna go look for her if she's not back within the next, 15, 20 minutes. She's usually very punctual, so.
Hey, Mr. Bliss, I'm sending Cora out. I need her to buy a couple things for me. What'd you say?
Said punctual for an artist,
yeah.
Anyway.
He just pulls out a couple dollars and says, it's more research. Look, I know how important this one is to you. And Miss Bliss goes, well, I suppose that is true. All right, fine. Just as long as this needs to be good. It needs to be better than usual. I know you're better than most of the writers here. And you see George, it's just like, he says, but you do need to nail this one. He's like, believe me, it's what I'm trying to do. Cora, can you grab that stuff for me? Thank you.
Of course. And she'll lean in and say,
where the hell is Louise? She just
went to the restroom.
Oh, I was going to say she was out at the museum looking at inspiration, but sure, restroom's fine.
Men don't like to ask about women going to the restroom.
You do see Mr. Bliss go, oh dear. Oh my. Oh no, I need to take a shower now.
So Cora just says, see.
Oh no, if it's her monthly, she could be in there a whole month for all I understand. Good God. Listen, you'd think, and I've had to deal with this. I'm the father of daughters. Oh.
Okay, so anyway, Cora will lean in and say, thank you so much. And she'll rush out.
Okay. Cora. You step outside. Cora. I need you to roll a navigate track roll.
I'm anxious. Getting this out of the way. That is an 8.
An 8? An 8? Click it.
Yes.
Way to go. That's an extreme success, even though you're not like boosted in navigate track. Cora.
Huzzah.
You make a beeline. A beeline you make for the art store. You were there earlier today.
Right.
And guess what you noticed, Cora?
Louise with the man that's making her uncomfortable.
Sadly, not quite. You rolled great, but this is more like detective work stuff. What you find, with tire treads and broken in the street, is a bag of
Oh.
pencils and brushes.
Oh no, that's messed up.
But no body?
And her shoe.
Oh no. Oh no. So she'll run and pick the stuff up and just start asking, did you see what happened?
Luck roll! This is literally why there's luck rolls.
Oh gosh.
This is
Ooh, this scared me. 13. No. I'm quitting. I'm quitting.
But I love it so much and I want it to be happy.
I'm quitting the
not this game, Philip.
Oh, with
Coming.
Jake's arrival, Jake is the ultimate Dreadlord. Edgelord, Dreadlord, baby! Alright, cool.
Hate him. I hate Jake.
What degree of success is a 13 for you? Oh, geez, that's extreme as well. God, you guys are either rolling great or disastrous in this game.
I know.
Just like awful.
You pick this up and you go, what's happened? And we'll say that, yeah, you, I'll say with an extreme success, not only do you find a person there, but there is there's like a woman who's, she's standing in the door of like a little like shop front there. They sell. Here's the thing. It's a shirt store. Anyway, the shirt store lady, she looks out and goes, "You looking for? Are you looking for the? What color hair does Louise have?" Liv.
Oh,
You go blonde.
she's a dark, like more like light brunette.
Light brunette. You looking for the light brunette? That's her
Yeah,
shoe.
about this tall? Yeah, what happened? Is she okay?
It was
Is she at the hospital?
wild. Oh no, it was wild. She was crossing the street, not looking, and this taxi almost hit her. And I was just in here watching it. I said, "Oh my God, she's about to die." I was like, "Bernice, you're about to see someone die." And I said, to myself, "I haven't seen anybody die." Well,
Bernice?
since yeah,
Did she get hit by the car?
she didn't. This dashing gentleman, he pulled her out of the road. At least he seemed dashing. But because you got an extreme success on your luck, I'm here to tell you. Well, first of all, at first I was like, "Oh, thank God, maybe they'll fall in love." And then I realized they knew each other.
Oh, okay.
And then I was like, "Oh, wonderful, her love's back." And at this point, I mean, let me be honest with you. I was like, "Bernice, don't be a listener," but I was. And I was already here at the door listening. And I was hearing something about how she thought he was dead in the war. And I was like, and I heard Omaha Beach, Normandy. And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, golly." And I was like, "Wow, this is wild." And then I got the vibe that she actually hated him.
Oh,
And I was
okay.
like, "Oh no, she's been saved by a bad man." But maybe she can change him, because what I always say is, Bernice, if a guy's trouble, you can always change him. That's what I always say.
Sure. So Bernice, I appreciate all of this extra information. But where did they go?
Oh my God, I've never actually been able to say this. Oh my God. Hold on, can you ask me again? Bernice, this is, I was just to myself, Bernice, there's 5 things I've always wanted to say. Can you ask me again, please?
Bernice, where did they go?
They went that way, and she points down the street. But
Thank you.
he put his arm around her and he was kind of marching her. She said like, and she only had one shoe. Oh, look, you got her shoe. He didn't even pick up her shoe.
Did they go into a restaurant or
She didn't pick
something?
up her shoe. Oh, I don't know. I was just watching from here. I just know they went down that way, and she sort of points down the street.
Thank you so much, Bernice. Lovely shirts.
Oh,
And
thank you. Oh, yeah, it's
she'll
a
just
shirt
brush
store. It's not really my passion. Okay, bye.
So she'll go in the direction that Bernice pointed her. I actually really like Bernice, poor thing.
I like Bernice. I was in chat. I was saying I love Bernice.
Bernice is fine.
She's a hoot and a holler.
All right, Sakura, you march down the street, seeking Louise.
Okay,
Okay. And you
I'm anxious.
look roll. Before you make this, would you like to add any of your remaining 115 points?
Actually, yes.
Okay.
I would.
Great. How many would
Where
you like
is
to
it?
Look
Oh,
is
there
under
it is.
vitality.
Can I add 15?
You can totally add 15 to get it to 65. Make your roll. Before you roll, would you like to spend any power to roll. Obviously, you'll need your power in case you're ever hit by a taxi and have to like live.
I will spend 2 powers.
To give yourself 2 bonuses?
Sure.
Wow. All right.
What if I'm my friend?
I get it.
Okay. Oh, thank you for changing that. Okay.
Yeah,
I will.
I'll change both of them too. Yeah, I'll change this.
I didn't even need that.
No, keep rolling. You might go better.
Okay.
Unless you rolled
no.
double zeros.
No. Well, I rolled a 6
A
in the
6?
very beginning.
Oh, then yes, you couldn't have done better. Way to go. But if you hadn't spent the power, you wouldn't have rolled a 6. So go ahead and click the box. Well done. With a 6, you glance around, you look, you're like, okay, where is she? And you're like looking in every window. And Cora, you glance and there is a bar at the end of this. And you're looking in here and you see Louise's iconic. It's like she's wearing like a leopard print shirt that's like blue and purple. It's very like kind of, very, very, you can't.
Very
miss it.
modern.
Yeah, very modern. But you do see that Louise, with her light brunette hair, is in this bar, and she looks pretty shell-shocked. But standing next to her is this man who... Make a read person. But in this case, your read person is going to have 1 penalty on it because you're seeing him from like afar. This is like you're trying to get the measure of this guy on its own. If you'd like to, you could spend 1 power to have it be flat instead.
Sure.
Or spend 2 power and you get a bonus on it despite it
No.
being a penalty. All right. Roll read person.
No. 74.
And you're kind of like, oh, maybe she didn't like him, but as far as you can tell, he just seems like he's kind of like, he looks like any other like GI returned home kind of guy.
Brittany seems like she elaborates a lot.
Bernice seems like for all you know, Louise could have never seen this guy before. Louise could be happy about the situation, but you see there in the bar, Louise is there, and he's kind of like talking to people in a very kind of like gruff sort of way.
Okay, I would like to go into the bar.
Yeah.
To Louise.
Okay, so you walk into the bar. Louise, you're sitting with Jake, who's kind of like, hey, yeah, listen to this. This is my fiance. She thought I was dead. And then it turned out she almost got killed by a taxi until I rescued her.
Louise!
Oh.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're okay. I heard what happened, and she'll run up and hug her and say, I got your shoe and your brushes and paints and everything. Are you okay?
Oh, thank you. That's actually really kind and caring of someone to do after that.
Whoa, Louise, who's this?
This is my coworker.
Can I do a vibe check now?
Coworker.
That
No, this would not vibe is for like a larger group. This would still be a read person.
Read person. Can I do one on him?
That's what you already tried. So I'm gonna say that you can't yet.
Well, now that he's interacted with me, it's a different situation.
You'll need another click or 2.
Fine.
So far you're probably just so relieved she's fine and he's not being outwardly jerk. He says, "Nice to meet you. My name's Jake."
I'm Cora.
Hi.
And
Louise, I don't know, Louise probably never mentioned me because she thought I died in the war, because most people did.
Right. Well, I mean, technically our engagement did end, so, there was no need to revisit that.
Yeah.
I really need to be getting back to work. Clearly they're looking for me, so
Yeah.
I'm very...
They are.
Cora. My dear Louise, she has suffered a tremendous shock. She can't go back to work today.
Okay, well, actually, we've got an infirmary. We've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah,
We've got a lot of work to do.
Cora, I mean, it's just a secretarial job. Come on, it'll be fine. Let's.
Oh no,
Let's get. Could I get this young lady? We're celebrating after all. Could we get a drink for her as well? Whiskey? You like whiskey, Cora?
Sure.
She can't drink. We have to go back. We work at a doctor's office, and the doctor will check me out, and it will be all fine.
You work at a
And
doctor's
she can't-
office. Louise, I know when you're lying, sweetie. You don't have to try to impress me with where you work. It's fine. You could work. The point is, you don't have to work anymore, do you?
Okay, it's a ladies' doctor's office, but the point is that someone will be able to check up on us, and we cannot.
It's
Cora
fine.
cannot
It's
come
fine.
in.
No, don't.
intoxicated.
Louise, please. Cora, enjoy a whiskey, please, if you'd like. If not, I'll drink
You
it.
know what? I think you can take it, and I'm gonna go get her checked out because, as you said, can I fast talk or charm or something?
Not in this one, but you can roll a charm persuade, but Go ahead and roll a charm persuade. Let's do one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nope. Well, 68, so regular success.
Regular success. You're saying you're giving him the like come on, I got to get her in. And Cora, I think at this point you can do a read person roll.
Yeah, I feel like as a woman, she would know.
I think you should. So let's see if the
rash.
dice agree.
Okay. Oh, 27.
A 27. You see this as you're saying these very persuasive things, like you need to get it out. You see this like deadness in this guy's eyes, and you suddenly have, with a 27, a hard success. You suddenly have a realize of like, oh, this guy's bad news.
Okay.
Can I do a look roll and check out like where the ladies' room is
Sure.
compared to the
Sure.
I don't know
door?
why this feels. Oh, because it's so real. This feels more.
No,
dangerous.
that's and
This
again.
feels more terrifying and upsetting.
And again, if this is too upsetting, we can calibrate out of this. But you rolled a fumble and a fail, and I was like, let's have her be saved by the worst possible person.
I got a 32, which is a hard success.
Hard success. You certainly, kind of you can, Louise. You look and you see that where like the bathrooms are in the back for sure.
Is there like an exit near the bathrooms or anything?
Ooh, luck roll. Don't fumble again. Don't fumble again.
No, now I got a 16.
16. Yes, there would be a rear exit back there for sure.
Okay.
With a hard success, yeah, definitely a way out.
And the bathrooms are in the back.
Bathrooms are in the back. You know, there's like a little. You see there's like an exit back there as well.
Like, is from where he's sitting, Jake's sitting, would he see the bathrooms or is his back?
He would see the bathrooms, but he wouldn't necessarily see the door out from where he is.
Okay.
Cora, please, here, you have some whiskey, come on.
I think actually
begging.
I need to go to the ladies, and I would like Cora to come with me. You know, it's a bar, and not all the men here.
Yeah,
are
of course. And before she can even say anything else, she's just gonna like
Sure.
sweep her back to the restrooms
Sure.
or restroom area.
As you're going, though, he holds on you for a moment, Louise, and he just goes, I just want you to know. I mean, it's fate that I bumped into you today like that, right?
Something.
It's fate. Fate's the reason that I'm back in your life, and I'm not scraping your brains off the pavement. He turns to the Cora and says, fate's a beautiful thing, ain't it?
Sometimes. And
Fate's
she'll
the reason
continue.
I'm still alive, you know. That's fine. War couldn't kill me.
I hate him.
Bathroom now?
You guys go back to the bathroom.
She's like hurrying her to
Perfect.
the bathroom.
Yeah.
Luis, are you okay? I mean, I know you almost got hit by a car, but that guy. Okay. Don't cry. It's okay. We're gonna get out of here.
I don't want him to know where I work. I don't want him.
Okay.
He's supposed to be dead.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, first step is to get out of here, and we'll get you to safety. Okay. Do you know a way out? And she'll like peek, like open the door slightly to see if there's like a way out, because Cora doesn't know that she knows. For the record.
There's an exit, and we just have to make sure he's not looking, and I think we can duck out.
Okay. Are there other women in the restroom?
Luck roll.
Oh,
These are all questions of, is fortune on your side?
33.
Sure.
Oh, that's a heart.
Yeah, there's another lady. If you want there to be another lady, or you want to be alone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, a lot.
You want a lot of women?
Well, if just at least one other.
We'll say there's another woman. This is probably not like the kinds of bars we're talking about. Like, I was imagining this was
Yeah,
more
they
of like
wouldn't have a lot.
a single stall situation.
Oh, okay.
I think.
But we'll
just
say
need-
there's another woman back there smoking
Okay.
and yeah, it's fine. There's just a woman smoking in the hallway right outside of it, saying,
Okay.
"I know the guy's married, but he says he can get me on stage. I think that's great."
So she'll say to Louise, maybe I can get to a phone and call Ted.
I don't want anyone at work to know. I need to just get out of here. Can we just?
Okay.
I don't want anyone to know. I don't want him to know where I work.
Okay, we won't go back to work. We'll go back to my place. Just, can I? Ah!
Can we grab that one woman and pull her into the back?
Oh
Sure.
yeah. Okay. Hey. Can I bum one of those and she'll just grab her wrist? Oh,
Yeah,
thank
sure.
you so much.
Sure. I gotta give it up. It's not, I did it, but
Oh no.
it's not very ladylike, but I need it,
I completely understand. Listen, we've got to get out of here. And there's a creep at the bar that's just been rubbing us the wrong way. So
Wait, it wasn't my guy, was it?
No.
Oh,
no.
okay, good. Because if he's putting his hands on other women, it's like, what chance do I have? He's never gonna put me on that show.
No, but we gotta go without him knowing. I'm sure you know the situation.
Oh, sure, of course.
Yeah. So maybe if you could make some sort of a distraction at the bar. There's a cup of whiskey.
Oh, say
sitting at
no
the
more.
bar.
Listen,
Just keep his attention not looking back here.
I'm trying to be an actress, so I am very dramatic.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Do you think he'd be distracted if I start doing a soliloquy? That means a speech.
You know-
I think it's pronounced
Right.
soliloquy. I'll just go distract him normal.
Okay.
Which guy?
She'll describe him.
Ooh, the guy with the scar. Ooh, he's handsome. Yeah, sure, no problem. Ooh, yeah,
Yeah,
no
just,
problem. Right. She'll.
Don't get too close. Don't let. Be careful.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, gotcha. So she'll head out. You hear her you hear someone singing out there.
Okay, can I look to see if he's distracted?
Sure. Make a look roll.
This is stressing me out.
Sorry,
No
guys.
more of these.
Sorry, guys.
7.
That's a look
No.
roll, right?
No, that was a 7D.
Look, L-O-O-K?
Yeah.
Understood. You can't see him. Too many people are standing. You don't see where he is. But
Okay,
there's a lot of business going on.
Okay, I can't really see where he is, but there's a lot going on. So I think if we run, we can make it. Here, take off your other shoe. We can sprint.
Okay. Yeah. Let's just.
Okay, and she'll like sort of maneuver Luis in front of her, like more toward the door, so she's
Sure.
the one who would be more visible to go to the back
So you guys
and get
rush
out.
No problem.
Yeah.
You two, both of you, look under your under physicality. Make a speed roll. As you try and move quick.
God.
Come on, girl. Not on this
However,
side.
I'm going to tell you that this speed roll, you both have 40s in this.
I already rolled and it was
What did you roll?
a 60.
60. Louise?
I rolled a 33.
33. Very good. That is a, sometimes we do this for things. That was an easy, so you only needed under double your score to succeed. Louise moves very quickly, but Cora, even with, you were under 80, so it's still a success because that was an easy task. That
Cora
wasn't a
didn't
normal
take her
task.
heels
Oh,
off. That's
okay.
why.
Yeah, Cora's like, take your shoes off, then it heals. She's like, shit. You guys rush out, and you make it out of the back of the place, and you're sort of heading, I would assume, in a way where he won't sort of spot you, right?
Yeah. To my place.
You're taking her to your apartment.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, you guys make it to your apartment. Now, if somebody rolls another fumble, these characters are going to kiss.
Well, dang it now.
Well, I have to clarify something with Philip
Okay.
in the chat.
Yes, I'll tell you. So basically, you guys get to her building, which is which is a pretty nice building. And if you go in, I don't know that you have I don't know there's a doorman there. There might be a doorman.
Probably would
actually.
be able to. Well,
Yeah, I think
had doorman then though.
So there's a
Wasn't it, like,
doorman who walks there, and he's kind of like, "Oh, afternoon. You're home early, Miss Wood."
Yeah, thank you. I'm just bringing a friend home to freshen up. We've had a rough day.
Of course. He sort of opens the door, walks you over, you know. Did they still have elevator guys in the 1940s, or were it pretty automated? I think it was automated by then.
No, I think they would have had elevator men for some buildings. I have a very important question.
Please.
Has Luis moved since he went presumed dead?
I think that is up to you. That will
Yeah.
not be subject to luck. You certainly could have moved in the time. I mean, given the relative ages and like when this would, you probably knew him when you were like, we're kind of either saying that Louise like either did Louise grow up in the city or is she from somewhere else and she moved here?
From somewhere else, I think.
Cool. Then this is a double coincidence that he found you in New York.
Yeah, that's what makes it just so shocking.
We'll say that you guys were close enough in the area that, like, you know, you're from like you're from like Connecticut or Long Island or something. So it's like it's not shocking you. That you'd be in the city. So yes, he does not know your address here in the city.
Okay.
Yeah.
As they're going up, she's gonna turn to the doorman and say, "There's somebody who might be following us.
Oh.
We're not expecting him, so if you could just avoid any information about two ladies who walked in here, you know the drill."
He starts cracking his knuckles. Understood.
If someone named Jake shows up,
Jake?
he's not.
Yeah.
Aside from the 3 Jakes who live in this building, no Jakes are getting.
He's got a scar, and she'll like describe him.
Fortunately, that's none of the Jakes who live in this building, because they're all
know.
very old men or a baby.
Yeah. What's this doorman's name? Oh, sorry, she knows him.
Elias.
Thank you so much, Elias. Have a great day. I'll probably see you later. And she'll hurry Luis up.
Sure, they go up.
And as she goes in, she'll like, she'll like hide pictures and stuff.
So we
haven't decided to.
No, basically, you open the door, and Cora, would you describe describe the apartment that Louise sees when she comes in?
So it's small and quaint, but it's very modestly but very well decorated with things that are highly curated but not gaudy. It's a very nice. You wouldn't expect a secretary from a periodical.
What's Cora's Instagram? We should follow her. What's her? She has such a good design sensibility.
It's not beige. But you know, she's got very nice but subtle furniture pieces and you know.
Hashtag core of wood.
Cora would have an apartment like this.
I said core of.
Core of.
Oh.
Wood.
Core of wood.
But yeah, so she'll go in and just say, just make yourself at home. There's a throw on the couch. Is it cold? No, it's not.
No, it's summertime.
That's right. Never mind.
I think I said that, but based on. Yeah, it is summer. So yeah, so the World Series hasn't started yet. We're in the baseball season, but the 1947 World Series, which is between the Yankees and the Dodgers, actually. The Brooklyn Dodgers and the Yankees. So,
I figured you actually looked this up and confirmed this.
I've decided that in the intervening time it is definitely the summer. But it's early summer, so we got plenty of runway. Keep going.
So she'll go into the kitchen and get like 2 bottles of Coke. She probably has some just on hand, and she has a nicer appliance than you'd probably assume that she
has
should have.
a coolerator, not an icebox.
Are they still putting Coke in the Coke at this time?
No. I think that stopped in like the 10s.
That stopped.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. She could use it right now. Let's actually, you know what? Never mind. Let's find Jake. You know what? Let's fucking find him.
No. So she'll go and sit down on the couch and hand her the Coke, and just say, "I'm so sorry that happened. If you need anything, I can help you out. We can, like Elias is very well connected, in certain circles, or at least he says he is. You know, he's very protective of the people here."
I think he was right, and it is fate. I don't want it to be fate.
Oh no, 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 no. And she'll put the soda down and take hers and just hug her and say, "No, no, it's not fate. The only good thing that he did apparently is save you and prevent you from getting hurt and uh, you know, I'm thankful that at least that happened. And that can be the end of him in your life. We can figure this out, okay? Yeah, you're gonna be fine.
I'm gonna keep looking.
Okay, well, there are ways that we can prevent him from finding you. And I'm gonna help you, okay? Don't worry about it.
I don't want anyone at work to know. I don't want.
No, they don't have to. I won't tell anyone, I promise. And if you think that he knows where you live, you can stay here as long as you need to.
I came here to get away from all of that, you know, and to actually.
Yeah. I know. You're safe here. And I'm gonna make some calls, see what we can do, and just make sure you're safe, okay? I know I can't make you feel safe right now, but I'm here to help you.
It's hot, right? It feels really hot.
Yeah, it is. No, wouldn't. Well, she'll go and open a window. I guess
You can open a window. You don't have an AC, but you can.
Yeah.
You can give her a Coke to hold to her head.
Yeah.
She can go stick her head in the fridge.
Yeah,
So-
actually, I'll say, I know this is a really strange thing to say, but it feels amazing on a hot day. If you open the top, it's got a big chunk of ice in there. You can stick your face in it, and it feels real nice. I know that's a weird thing to say.
No, I think that's.
Yeah, and she'll walk her over and just open and gently
Shove her face in.
Yeah. not aggressively at all, just
Sure.
yeah.
Mm.
I'm gonna make some calls. Okay, I'll be in my room if you need me. And she'll go to her bedroom.
Okay.
And we have to. I have.
It's interesting because I typically these are shorter, but please keep going if you have more stuff. Are there people are you going to call the office? I know there's other people you might call, but are you going to call the office?
Well, no, because Luis doesn't want.
Just to let them know you're not coming back and such like that.
Yeah.
You can call Ted if you want to.
Is it really a coincidence? Would Jake have contacted any of my family back home when he got back?
Ooh.
That is something Louise can think about that and wonder and have
that's basically right now Louise is panicking and thinking did he actually did he contact my mother? Does he know? Did he talk to her? Does people at home know he's alive? Why didn't they warn me? Why didn't anyone tell me?
I think she doesn't know. You can certainly call home if you want.
Yeah, I'm just panicking. Well, I don't know if I want to call because maybe
That's true.
my mother always liked him even though he was me.
Oh God, your mother liked him. Oh no. Oh,
That just happened in my brain.
Jake is garbage. Oh God. This guy should have fucking died in the war. I think he probably I think he did a dog tag switch. I think some other guy died next to him on the boat.
Oh.
And he was like, fuck it. But then he stayed in Europe for a while and did other stuff. Who knows what he did.
What a scheme.
Oh, he's cool.
Oh,
he's such a good villain.
that would exactly explain why he was supposed to be dead. Oh, what a horrible human being.
Oh man, he's bad news. What a good villain.
Cool, great. What a great character we've all collectively created.
Liv, all you have to... I hate to blame the victim here, but just don't roll so many fumbles.
I didn't mean to. I didn't do it on purpose.
I know you didn't, but... I know. However, for the narrative, this is A+.
A+. Yeah. Yay.
Cora.
We love making characters suffer. It gives us good stories.
Cora. As Louise wonders, Louise is afraid... Her mother, who always liked him. Oof, that's grim. Cora, are you going to call the office?
Yeah. And actually, she'll call Ted first.
Okay. It's fine. Ted'll say,
Ring.
hello?
Oh, hi. Hey,
I thought
Ted.
it might be you. How's Louise? Did you find her?
Oh, I did. She's fine. I just wanted to let you know we won't be coming back. We just gotta take the rest of the day off, girl stuff, you know. Just wanted to give you a heads up, though.
That's fine. I can make an excuse for you. No problem. I might use that. I'm not getting any work done anyway. I'm gonna leave early myself. I just gotta make sure I write something good tomorrow.
I'm sure you will.
Is Louise okay?
Yeah, she's fine. She had a little scare.
Oh.
Almost got hit by a car, but she's fine.
Oh.
Just a little shaken up, you know.
I get it. As someone who's been hit by a car, let me tell you, it's scary.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
You've got to stop hurting yourself or getting hurt or whatever you're doing that's getting you injured. Stop it.
Tell that to the United States Army.
Okay, well, what's their number? I'm kidding.
I know.
I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you about tomorrow.
Bye. She'll hang up.
Yeah.
Actually, Cora might want to talk to the army.
Yeah, I know. We've got some strange lore going on.
Hold on. I am making the most important luck roll for myself ever.
Is it which branch of the military he was in?
This is
if they're after him.
No. It's something else. It's for sort of. What do I have to roll first to succeed on this? I'm gonna say this is an even luck, so I need so low. I need so low, you guys. The 10s fell off. Ooh, and it's low too. It's a 2. Oh my god. Can I roll an actual 2 or even a 12 would be good?
For you or
Nope,
for us?
I roll a 52. For me, I was trying to see if could Ted and Jake have known each other in the military. Wouldn't that have been fucking
That would have
rad?
been. You could have just decided that they did.
No, that's too big a swing. Because I think Ted was in Europe. I think I already said Ted was in Europe.
That's
Ted
like on a TV show when everyone's related to each other.
Yeah.
I get it.
No, that feels too. I needed divine fate intervention to say that. Okay, you let Ted know. But
Okay.
now, whether or not if there really is trouble, should you call Ted? You should call Ted if there really ever gets to be trouble. Ted might have had some experiences in the war.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, the point is, Cora, are you going to make some certain kinds of calls?
Yeah.
Do you not want to describe those because you don't know what they are?
I know what they are, but we have to talk about certain aspects of things.
All right.
First.
Louise.
We have a general overview, y'all.
Louise.
I didn't expect this to happen so fast.
Then we're gonna sort of. I want to end because I'm a sadist and I want some bad things to happen, but I want to sort of torment these characters a little more. Louise, I'm going to say that after you've cooled yourself off, you sit back on the couch and kind of sometimes when your adrenaline's so high, you fall into this almost like stress sleep. So I'm going to say that Louise, you sort of drift off. And you imagine you're really just picturing a movie screen. But you see Ghost Man, those drawings you remember, appear saying, "Welcome to Ghost Man's Suspense Theater. Today, the bridegroom who came back from the dead." And Louise, you sort of begin to see this play being put out of a woman on a street being pulled to the side by this sort of handsome military man. And as you have this fitful sleep, Cora, you're on the phone making a call. But then, out in the real world, a very angry ex-GI with a scar on his face is stalking through the streets like, damn it. I can't believe she ran out. God damn it. Haven't I been through enough? What are you looking at? Some guy just walks past. He pauses, stopping at a newsstand. Staring at a recently released issue of Strange Lore artwork that feels strangely familiar. Fate, he says. Like it's fate. And as he picks up the cover, tears it open, and finds Premier Periodicals. That's where we'll end tonight's session.
I wanted him to be too much of a narcissist to notice. I don't like this. Oh, this is upsetting.
I'm sorry. And also, if this is too upsetting, Jake doesn't have to have a huge thing.
I'll tell you if it is.
Yeah.
It's just deeply upsetting.
Oh, no, it's bad.
This is the worst thing. All of the things we've done.
But I will say, fumble plus bad luck. Like, I was like, who's the worst? What's the worst? It's like I'm not gonna have her get hit by a truck because that's too much for this. But who's the worst person to save her?
No, it's very accurate. It's just awful.
Although I love that moment in the bar bathroom. Girls saving
girl code bathroom.
Universal experience.
Yeah,
it is a thing.
Haven't I suffered enough? That's what he said.
Of course.
Oh, Jake.
Christ. Whoo, that is rough.
Sorry. I know it's stressful, guys, but also...
That's worse than what Etienne did.
Here's the thing I will say about this game more than any other game. That strange lore will create really interesting stories that I'm not ready for. Like the tones, I was like this was not the tone I thought was going to happen. And that all started halfway through, but it's like, oh, there's like stakes now? Oh, man.
What did you call it in the beginning? 1940s office simulator?
Yeah, it's just a 1940s office sim. That's what this game is, yeah.
Well, it's not just an office simulator. Now there's like it's more, the office drama was great, but it wasn't like this kind of anxiety inducing. It was like, oh, this is an interesting story that we're following.
Like, oh, a television channel? What's that? How strange.
Yeah. Not that it wasn't going, because it was definitely leading to something with the ghost stuff. Now we've added a real element of like fucked up human danger.
Yeah.
Anyways, sometimes we have fun on this channel, but I'm waiting for that to happen. Okay.
Sophia Distracted just called this as 1940s abusive relationship simulator.
Basically all relationships in the 1940s.
Yeah, there were. I doubt there were two. I'm sure there were a couple good ones, but that was mostly a gay guy married to a lady.
I think Witchlight was the most light.
But even then, we found a way.
No, you guys found ways, and Witchlight in the final episode. Spoilers for the final episode of Witchlight.
Yeah, that was rough.
The final episode of Witchlight had a twist that is one of my favorite things because it was a huge twist, but it was being said so casually by a godlike archfey. It was like, oh guys, oh shit, that's right, this guy. His daughter doesn't exist, guys. His daughter isn't real. He like imagined her. Like, okay, we're just gonna wish a kid for her and make it. We're gonna give him a daughter. Shit, yeah, that was great.
Because he had such a dark backstory.
Yeah, I love how the only man in that group, that every woman in the game had like I think Liv's character's big problem was literally, I'm allergic to strawberries.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be a lighthearted thing. So I was like, oh, I mean, I did get kicked out of my realm. Like I wasn't allowed back there. So, but it wasn't like heartbreaking.
Oh boy,
you know,
it was fun. I will say that Theme Party and Third Time's the Charm are the lightest games for sure.
That's true.
Well, that was my chest feels.
Also,
like,
me and Liv are just very dramatic people.
Yeah, it's almost like if I, it's like you can say to certain players, like, oh, your abusive ex from wherever's back, and they're like, oh, darn, that's bad. Well, let's keep going after this goblet. Let's find this magic item. But
not me. I immediately go into terror and start crying.
Liv is like,
we're like, no, we have to live in this moment and be uncomfortable.
No, you took us here, Philip. We're all here now. We're here
now. Yeah. We're here now. You're gonna see me cry.
Yeah. So great. Well, no, that was wonderful. Thank you both so much. I love this game. We will be back with this in 2 weeks. We will probably have some more. We'll have another player or two in the mix, kind of sort of spreading stuff out. In addition, in 1 week, in this time slot, we'll be back with Here Be Dragons. So yes, this and Here Be Dragons, 2 games I would not necessarily say are the most obvious of like companion pieces, although they do both. I would say both of those games are are much more centered on like RP and character. So in that sense, they're logical slot mates. So join us in the coming weeks for both Here Be Dragons and Strange Lore as time goes on. Mm-hmm. In 22 hours time, we will be back here with Theme Party Episode 2. Theme Party. It's an adventuring party of different themes. Theme Party got off to a great start. If you want to know the different tone of Theme Party, understand that the quest giver who they met was Chef Everything Bagel. And he was knocked into a chasm by a parrot, or by a cockatiel, before he could give them their full stuff. So that's the vibe of that. He was about to tell them the mission of the person who was showing up, and then he got knocked into a chasm. So join us for Theme Party tomorrow. Episode 2 is going to be fun. It's now they all know they're Legos, so it's going to be fun that they're just Legos. On Wednesday, this week is Formation Nation. So this is the one Wednesday a month where Lauren will be there to be many V's. So come join us for that at 7:30. And then on Friday, guys.
Oof.
Oh boy, this Friday is going to be a big one because here's the thing. Obviously, a week from Friday is going to be the big one, but this Friday is going to be a huge one because it's going to dictate what happens that subsequent one, and that dictates what the Halloween thing is this year. So much is going on. It is episode 116, chapter 116 of Blood from a Stone to Tale of Dread and RPG. This Friday, 7:30. It's going to be great. Mm-hmm. I know, Liv. I know. I'm so sorry about it. And if you decide to from a very different time zone, you're more than welcome to. But I'm so sorry.
I don't think I can
I know.
Because if it's around this time, it will on Friday 13th. That means it'll be Saturday. No, I'll be in my meeting. I can't.
I'm sorry. I would change the calendar for you if I could. But that is where my power. But that is outside of my powers.
Mm-hmm.
Sophia also has to miss it, so we'll be in good company.
Well, it will be on YouTube.
That's true.
And here. But we do have people to thank.
Oh, please. Thank people.
We had things happen.
We did? Oh my gosh.
Yes. Nomad resubscribed at tier 3.
Whoa.
And they've been here for a year and 2 months. So thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Clark Kent, a play on Clark Kent 13, has followed us today. Thank you so much if you're still here. And Brenninger gave out 5 community sub gifts. So thank you so much.
That is so nice of you, Brenninger. Thank you so much for doing that. Wow. Thanks everybody for watching and anybody who joined. We hope you kind of enjoyed this.
Also, sorry.
Sorry for the.
Well, you should apologize.
I really should apologize. I apologize to both players and viewers for the out of left field, very content warning worthy stuff going on, and yet also appropriate for this story and being well handled by the players. So I think
humble,
kind of a bad thing that's the right thing for the story because if you'd like to interact with us, go to our Discord. If you'd like to watch old episodes, go to our YouTube. If you'd like to read about all of these games and who plays in them, what systems they use, how they interact in some cases, go to our wiki set up by Sophia and assisted by many others, Book and Dagger and Gallery and Saber, and then have been helping fill it in. So it's really cool that wiki's there. I pop over to it a fair bit and just like, ooh, look at this new thing they have.
Look at what I did to these poor people.
The sad fact is how often is I go to that wiki or just something on Discord and my response is, oh yeah, I did that, didn't I? That is a thing, isn't it? Right.
You did some fucked up shit, Philip.
Right. That is a character I have to deal with. Sometimes we get that a lot in the downtime Discord for the Lost Lore Academia, where somebody will bring up a character and I'm like, who the fuck? Oh right, that guy. Yeah. Well, thank you all. This was delightful. I super huge thanks to.
Delightful.
This was
It was
delightful. What a
delightful.
fun, lighthearted game. A big
Lighthearted game.
thank you to our 2 players here as well. You guys are. This is really fun stuff. Thank you so much for being here. We will see you all in a couple of weeks, and hopefully sooner. Until then, to be continued.